I am incredibly excited about the deck that I get to play for you guys today, because today we're taking on a traditional historic event with Abzan Midrange. This deck came to be because I was just searching through Magic Arena cards when I discovered a card I had never seen before. Call the Crash. For just 6 mana, you conjure 2 cards named Siege Rhino onto the battlefield. And if you're a Magic boomer like me who is playing Magic around Khans of Tarkir time, I bet you that you are probably nostalgic for when Siege Rhino was the dominant creature in every format. I love Siege Rhino, but unfortunately, it does not really hold up in today's Magic the Gathering formats, and that's a shame. But do you know what's a lot better than 1 Siege Rhino? 2 Siege Rhinos. I kind of built this deck as a joke just because I wanted to play Call the Crash because this card seems incredibly fun, and it is so fun to play, but I've been surprised by how powerful it actually feels. I mean, even ignoring the 2/4/5 bodies, it's just a 12-point life swing because it drains your opponent for 6 and you gain 6 life, and it's not easy to deal with 2 Siege Rhinos that come down on turn 6. This card is honestly a very real win condition, especially for a mid-range deck like Abzan, a very traditional mid-range deck that wants to 1-for-1 with your opponent, get it so neither of you have cards in your hand, you don't have many resources, and then you just top deck Call the Crash, play Call the Crash, and then all of a sudden when they've answered all of your other threats, they now have 2 Siege Rhinos to deal with after just losing 6 life. I've been very impressed with this card, but you do need to build a very specific mid-range deck to make it work. Now, I know what you're saying. I said it needs to be a very specific deck to make this kind of goofy rare from Alchemy work, but I promise you this deck is much more powerful than it looks. It is very weird looking, it is very odd, but it is very good. This is one of my favorite decks I've ever brewed for this channel. To make Call the Crash work, we need more ramp than you would typically want in a mid-range deck like this, but there's one card that not only is possibly the best ramp card in the entire format, but it is also amazing in mid-range because it has to eat a removal spell from your opponent, and that's Badgermole Cub. Badgermole Cub is just a multi-format all-star. I think we all know how powerful this card is. Because we're playing Badgermole, we're also playing some Birds of Paradise. It's kind of awkward to have to play Birds of Paradise. It's like the 5th best mana dork in this format, however, I will always have a soft spot for Birds of Paradise, so I'm quite happy to get to play it. But it's just the only mana dork that consistently makes all 3 of our colors of mana, and we're not playing the full 4 because this is a truly bad top deck in the late game. However, it does lead to some very powerful draws. Outside of the ramp, a mid-range deck like this wants lots of interaction, and as you can see, we're playing a lot of very weird removal spells. We have 2 Abrupt Decays to answer like things like Rubies. It's also good against the High Noon decks. We're playing a Maelstrom Pulse to just answer anything on the board. There's just a lot of permanents running around. And the Hunt and Erode both deal with any giant creatures or planeswalkers. They're just nice catch-all removal spells. I've liked to end the Hunt a little bit more than Shieldred's Edict right now because it's really good against Yawgmoth as well, where Shieldred's Edict is never going to be able to kill a Yawgmoth. And then for our weirdest removal spells, we're playing 1 Virtue of Persistence and 1 Nameless Inversion. Nameless Inversion is a Kindred spell to put into your graveyard to make your Barrowglyphs bigger. It's the same reason that we're playing 1 Tree of Tales and 1 Vault of Whispers to put an artifact in the graveyard. And Virtue of Persistence does the same thing with enchantment, but it's also just a really big ramp threat to put into play that will just take over the game in really long grinding games. It's a removal spell that's a really good top deck. As for our threats other than Call the Crash, because we want to pressure our opponent's life total in other ways, we have Barrowglyph. Barrowglyph is just the best mid-range creature ever printed. We're also playing 2 Emeritus of Abundance. The main reason we have this is because we're playing Malevolent Rumble, but we don't have any like reanimation stuff, so Emeritus allows us to regrow any of the things we mill, and it's also the only way to get Call the Crash back from the graveyard if we mill it over with Malevolent Rumble, since we can't grab it since it's a sorcery and not a permanent. I've been very impressed with this card. It's also not that hard to be able to make this card get prepared every single turn. The games go really long when you play this deck, and you can get the 8 lands fairly easily. And finally, we're playing 2 Professor Delian Fells. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I was a massive hater of this card when it was first revealed. A bunch of people were like, this card seems very good. It started seeing a fair amount of play when it got printed, and I was like, it just like draws cards, destroys a creature. This is a planeswalker that feels like it would have been printed like 5 years ago and doesn't seem that good anymore. But I was wrong. Turns out a Phyrexian Arena that comes down and kills a creature is just pretty good. As for the sideboard, it's about what you would expect. We're playing 3 Deafening Silences for Storm. We're playing 2 Fragment Realities for any decks that we just want to remove permanents and just have some extra cheap removal. We have a Ghost Vacuum, 2 Stone of E-Reaches for our graveyard removal, 2 Orcish Bowmasters, which would be in the main deck if these weren't nerfed. They're really good against like Phoenix, they're really good against Affinity, there's just a lot of decks Orcish Bowmasters are good against. Juggernaut against combo and control, Juggernaut Peddler is just very powerful. And then we have 2 Culling Rituals and Fade from History for the Affinity matchups, as well as like Energy in any of the cheap creature decks. So that's the deck. I'm very excited about it. We're going to take this into a traditional historic event. If you've never played a traditional historic event before, it costs 750 gems to enter. You play 5 matches, and however many wins you get in those 5 matches is how much prizes you get. We're really going for a 4-1 because that's what we need to get our gems back. However, a 3-2 is technically profitable with the pack, and we would be very happy with a 5-0. All right, we are on the play for game 1 in match 1. Unfortunately, I had some issues with my microphone. And so I had to start this game. We've pretty much just cast 2 Malevolent Rumbles and drawn all removal against an opponent who's done nothing. But we'll see what happens here. They're probably like some sort of flash... Okay, they're a Chorus deck. So this removal is not going to be too great. Unfortunately with this Rhinos deck, there's no Rhino pet or Rhino avatar or Rhino sleeves, at least not that I own. Which is a bit unfortunate. Cling to Dust was a very good draw. We're just going to play a tap land here, and we're going to pass. We can start casting Virtue soon, but I think we just leave up the removal, see what they're up to. Okay, they Flame of Anor to draw 2. So they're just like Jeskai control. Which is fine. There's a Tamio. Tamio's a pretty good one to just Abrupt Decay, because I imagine they're leaving up counter magic. We're going to erode it, just to bait out a counterspell, I think. They know we have a lot of removal in hand, so I think they want to try to counter this Virtue of Persistence is my guess, but they're just going to let it go. That's fine. They're going to get a basic. They have a Flage in their deck, so there's a world where we don't want to use this Cling to Dust, but I think this is fine. We can escape it pretty easily. We have so many cards in our graveyard. We just draw another land. Go to our turn. We find birds. Yeah, so they're really afraid of this Virtue, so I think we're just going to not play it. Just be annoying. No attacks. We'll probably fire this Cling to Dust off at end of turn again. There's another Tamio. And they're just going to pass. So we'll just Abrupt Decay. They can't counter that. They can Reprieve. Okay, they're going to Flame of Anor to draw 2. That's fine. They are still representing Counterspell. They're going to flip. That's pretty good. Okay, well that went very poorly. But this is one of those matchups where if you just draw all removal and they don't play anything and they just draw cards. We drew the wrong half of our mid-range deck. That's the thing with mid-range. You have cards for every matchup. Sometimes you draw the right half of your cards for a particular matchup and sometimes you don't. And that's okay. At least this is on their end step, so they can't actually use it. We draw Boseiju. We're just going to try to cast Virtue. This most likely will not resolve, but we don't really have any other lines. Yeah, they're going to counterspell. We're going to play Boseiju. We're going to pass. We have no cards. They have 6 cards. They're going to tick up. You don't really play against full control very often, which is why I like a mid-range deck. There's always some people grinding through this. There's the Flage. So we're going to get to eat that next turn. But we're in a bit of trouble here. There's Professor. So let's just eat the Flage. We're just not going to worry about that. We want to leave some instance in our graveyard. We'll leave Abrupt Decay. We'll leave Erode. We'll eat land, sorcery, land, creature. They have a counterspell for this. They have Hymn to the Ages. Okay, well that is honestly equally as bad. If they play another Flage, I think we probably just concede the game. This one went about poorly. Okay, they have a counterspell. Yeah, they got it. We need to interact with them before this gets going. We're going to bring in the 2 Bowmasters. 2 Bowmasters seem good. 2 Juggernaut Peddlers also seem good. Ghost Vacuum seems great. We're going to take out the Fatal Pushes. We're going to take out the Nameless Inversion. We're also going to take out the Virtue because that doesn't seem like it's going to do anything against them. And I think Maelstrom Pulse is just too expensive of a removal spell. We have plenty of ways to answer Planeswalkers, so we don't really need to do all of that. Okay, this hand is much better. We do have the turn 2 Juggernaut Peddler after turn 1 Thoughtseize. We have a threat to follow it up with on turn 4. We'll see if they play what they have. Okay, they have Force of Negation, Counterspell to Fairy. Interesting. I think we're just going to take the Pending, maybe? No. Let's take the Counterspell. We're going to have to answer that eventually. And this way, if they want to Force a Negation, they're going to have to exile either Teferi or their other Force a Negation. They just play a Verge. We draw a Swamp, which was an amazing draw, because now we can just play Juggernaut Peddler. They drew Rebald Shanty. That's fine. We're just going to take Teferi. Just get their things that can answer our things out of here. They get a Juggernaut, but that's okay. They play a tap land. We draw another Thoughtseize. I mean, yeah, we just keep Thoughtseizing them. They drew Supreme Verdict, so we'll just take Force of Negation. Force of Negation. And next turn, we should be able to resolve Darien Fae. I'm gonna play that on top. We'll see if they drew Counterspell. They did not. We'll draw a card. I mean, we're burning life right now, but we're in a much better spot than we were. They find a land. We'll get the Resolve Badger Mole, most likely. We'll draw another card. We find lands. We'll Badger Mole. Turn our land into a creature. Get him for 1. Play a tap land, and we'll pass. So there's a world where they probably Supreme Verdict. If they play Juggernaut, we just kill Juggernaut. Okay, they're just going to Flame of Venor to draw 2. But this is going very well. We find another land. I mean... Okay, there's a Rumble. So we're gonna Rumble. See what we find. We find 4 lands. Well, that was the nightmare. What the heck? Okay. Well, this was our turn to really resolve something. We found a lot of lands off the top. So we've had 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of our 24 lands, 12 of our 24 lands in the top 20 cards. They can answer Darien Fae. We're a bit in trouble. But I think here, we don't need to answer this Juggernaut. We find another Badger Mole, which helps. So we're just going to draw again. We find a Meritus, which that was an amazing draw. But I think here, we're just going to Badger Mole. We don't need to get too crazy. We want to resolve this Emeritus after they Wrath. We'll just pass. We have plenty of blockers for the Juggernaut. Let's see what they have. I think we want to... This might seem weird. We're going to just double block with the idea of we want to trade here to get them to use their Supreme Verdict this turn. Overgrown Tomb comes in tapped. They're going to him. That's also fine. Draw 2 cards. We almost have 8 lands for Emeritus. We would love to see land Supreme Verdict. There's a world where maybe we just tick up Professor. Okay, they just pass. Go to our turn. We find Ghost Vacuum. We draw. Find End of the Hunt. Let's go to combat. Get him for 3. Get them to 14. Gonna play Ghost Vacuum. This will probably bait a Counterspell. Yep, they're gonna counter. Oh, they're gonna Snapcaster. Snapcaster Shanty. They do Snapcaster Shanty. They're gonna kill Badger Mole, if I had to guess. Oh, they're gonna hit Darien. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, Ghost Vacuum resolves. That makes me think they don't have any removal, so we're just gonna Emeritus, and we're gonna instantly regrowth. Wait, no, we don't want to regrowth yet. We want... No. No, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm getting too cute with it. What do we want to get back? I think we want to get back Malevolent Rumble, if I had to guess. We just get back Malevolent Rumble. And we're just going to pass. They pretty much need the Supreme Verdict, or else we get to Emeritus again. This card has been amazing for me. I wasn't sure about it. I mean, it's obviously very powerful. I mean, 5 mana regrowth plus a 3/4 vigilance is very good, but not that hard once you're in the late game with this deck to just turn this on over and over again. Okay, 1 white. If they found another 1 damage spell for Professor, we're maybe in trouble. But we get to start eating creatures. Okay, they do Supreme Verdict. That's fine. This Ghost Vacuum is going to become a problem. There's the Tomio. Okay. We're going to eat the Snapcaster Mage, I think.
I've read nearly the entire library.
Yeah, we just eat Snapcaster. We draw a card. We're getting very low on life. We find another land. Okay, green-black. We rumble. We find Barrogoyf. We're gonna play Barrogoyf. We're gonna play End the Hunt. Targeting you. If they have a third Force of Negation... Okay, then we're just gonna pass. Next turn, there's a world where we just Ghost Vacuum Emeritus. Activate Ghost Vacuum. I do think if they don't kill Professor, we start gaining life with it, maybe. Just to be safe. We have a lot going on here. Okay. Barrogoyf down. That's fine. Professor seems like it is also going to die. So let's eat from our own graveyard. We want to eat Emeritus. Go to our turn. We find another land. We're just going to gain 3. And we're just going to activate Ghost Vacuum. We will give Thoughtseize Flashback. We're going to Regrowth now. Get back Call to Crash. They have a way to answer that, but this is just like a must-kill threat next turn. They have 4 cards in hand. It seems like they do have a counterspell, but if they have a counterspell, they have to use it on Thoughtseize. Okay, they just have Shanty for our Darien. That's fine. They have Flage, Counterspell, Snapcaster. So we have to take Snapcaster. So they can Flage and leave up Counterspell, which is a bit unfortunate. That was a very good 3 cards for them to have. That was a very good 3 cards for them to have. So we really need to find something here. Losing our Ghost Vacuum was also tough, because now they will get the Flage next turn. They just found land. We need to find... We find another Call to Crash. Can we play both? I think we can. We Call to Crash. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can play both. I think we have a basic in our deck. Let's find out. If we don't have a basic, we probably lose. Okay, we do have a basic. Do we have white mana? We do have white mana. We play another Call to Crash. We're going to go up to 11. They're going to go down to... They're going to go to 11 to 10. They can Flage or Snapcaster Mage. They draw Arena of Glory. Oh my gosh, that was a great draw for them. Here comes Flage. They get to kill a Rhino, go up to 13. So we need to find something for this Flage. Yep, they're going to kill a Rhino. That was... What a draw. Okay, no blocks. We need to find removal spell here. We do, but not the good kind. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to play land. Get him for 5. We're going to pass. When they go to combat, we're going to Abrupt Decay. They're going to get the Flage again. What'd they find up the top? Okay, they are going to Flage. There's a world where maybe they should try to haste Flage next turn and not Flage now. But I guess if they just drew nothing. Okay, they leave him to the Age's Counterspell. They're going to go to the face. So we need to find something here. They find land. Go to our turn. We find Darien. So this is a 2/3 flyer. And they have 2 cards in the graveyard. Kill Flage.
Be gone from my presence.
Nope. Get in with Rhino. Pass the turn. Let's see. Did they find removal spell for Snapcaster? They find Supreme Verdict and they can activate. That's crazy. Oh. I mean, you know what? This was a good game. We, like, really grinded through this Jeskai deck. But... Oh, we drew so many lands. I mean, we have 26 cards in our deck. We found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 of our... We have 6 lands left in our deck. Yep, they got us. Good games. Okay, match 2 on the play. We'd really like to win this one. I am... beyond the master of losing match 1 in all these. I feel like my last, 4 videos in a row, I've lost match 1 and then won the next 4. I really don't want to lose match 1, because I feel like as an audience member, when you're like, oh, this deck looks cool, and then you just lose the first match with it, it's like, oh, well, it like taints your opinion of the deck, but there's only so much you can do. Thornwood Falls is very suspicious. Okay, another Thornwood Falls. I mean, this has to be pretty good for us. Okay, we're just gonna play Darien. I'm gonna start drawing cards.
I'll make short work of this problem. Go ahead.
I don't know what we're up against, but this usually means budget or just like cards I have. We'll see. This isn't like the snow one or anything. Okay, this is just like cards I own. Let us rumble. Let's see what we find. We find nothing. Got it. We're gonna just Badger Mole. Earthbender creature. So what does this do? Nothing that good. So we're gonna draw a card. We just find a land. We'll just answer Warden. And get in for 2. Next turn, we're probably going to just get back our Malevolent Rumbles. Okay, they play a Lush Oasis. So they're just like budget tokens. And they pass. That has to be good for me. Okay, our turn, we draw Godless Shrine. We'll draw another card. We draw another Professor.
Your assignment is due.
I think we're just gonna get back Rumble. Unless they have a counterspell. They have a counterspell that's pretty good here. They do have counterspell. Got it. But we get to play another one. This one does resolve. We'll just get back Emeritus. It'll just be really annoying. Get in for 4. Yeah, this lets us just have a really annoying to deal with threat pretty much every turn. They're not that far from getting turned on. Tatiova, that's gonna die. We are not letting that stay around. We're just gonna instantly kill that.
I knew you were
We're gonna tap for Emeritus. We're going to regrowth back Malevolent Rumble. Tapping our Swamp. We find Boggart Troller and Virtue. Virtue seems very good here. We mill a Crash Through, play a land. They're just blue-green, so I'm not too worried about them destroying all creatures. We get to pass. We get to start turning our Emerituses on in 2 turns. If they do get to fight through this board, but I think they're going to have a hard time doing that with blue-green. Blue-green's typically not very good at coming back when I can just, like, answer anything they play. Okay, they Wizards class. That's fine. They play a land. Put a counter on that, so I can't Virtue it anymore. We'll draw a card. Find a land. Let's Rumble. Find bird and lands, so we'll just get the bird. See if we do still have basics in the deck. Let's just Virtue. Play the Virtue. And then we might as well just keep the pressure on. Oh, do we not have black? We don't have black. I tapped it wrong. Okay, well, we won't play the Darien. We'll just play bird. That's the turn. I guess if we attack, they're dead. So I guess I slow rolled them. My bad. I didn't do the math until we were right here. So that is my fault. Sorry, I apologize, opponent. Yep, my bad. Didn't mean to slow roll so hard. I truly just did not add that up in my head. Alright, blue-green stuff I own. Let's just take Juggernaut Peddler and Fragment Reality and just call it a day. I don't think we need Cling to Dust. I think Nameless Inversion, they seem like they're going to be playing a lot of big things. So maybe just trim those. And just some birds. Just run it back. The way that these budget decks typically beat you is they just like catch you by surprise. You take a slow hand or a not super interactive hand, and then they play like a super powerful threat that you just can't deal with, that you haven't seen. And so you just want to keep your game plan as simple as possible. This hand's fantastic. We have removal. We have Barrogoyfs, which seem like Barrogoyf is going to be particularly great in this matchup. We don't have a way to actually pump the Barrogoyf yet, but we'll find it. They just play land. into Bristly Bill, which I will kill. This will at least make our Barrowgoyfs a 1-2, which is nice. I think next turn, depending on what they do, we might play a Emeritus first still, just to get any counter spells they have out of their hand. However, Barrowgoyf just seems really good to just resolve as early as possible. And Emeritus is kind of nice to play on 5 when we can get something back. We also have Suspend on turn 4, which is like not irrelevant here. Okay, they play Warden. Seems very good. Let's just get our Barrowgoyf down. See, this is what I mean. They can catch you off guard, and they play a threat like this that typically doesn't seem play because, I mean, it just does nothing if you answer it right away. But if you don't answer it, we'll just win the game. They play a second Warden. Yeah, this is going to get scary. Okay. I'm so sorry, opponent. I'm so sorry. This is a really mean draw. I feel bad about that one. I respect an opponent playing a budget deck. Like, I respect it. This deck's cool. I love counters. I love Warden of the Grove. I think that card's so cool. That was messed up, Magic Arena. This person has some bad karma right now. That was crazy. They missed a land drop too, so this game's probably over now. Okay, they just play a land and they pass. I was straight up distracted. We're gonna play land. We're gonna get him for 3. We're going to mill 3, see what we get. Let's just play Emeritus. And, I mean, we came here to Rhino, so let's Rhino. We need a land to play Rhino, but, I mean, let's get our Rhinos. We found a land. Do you have counterspell? You do not. That's 6 damage to the dome. They're at 3. We find a birds. And we pass. That was a brutal Maelstrom Bolt. I still feel bad about that. Iron Scale Hydra. But that's okay, because we get more Rhinos. Alright. 6 to the dome again. That was a quick match. So I will see you guys at match 3. Okay, match 3, we're on the play again. This hand is not good. This hand is also not very good. I think we probably pitched the Erode. We have like some pretty good interaction. I think we just pitch that and just really hope that Birds of Paradise lives or that we find a land. Finding land to Badgermole and Rumble does get us out of this mulligan pretty easily, but please, please no fetch, please pass. Okay, we do find a land. Okay, we will get white here. White, green, Badgermole. Badgermole will target plains. And then Rumble. And we find Badgermole, Emeritus. Oh, we have a lot of mana right now. I think maybe we just get land. No, we should grab other Badgermole. Let's be responsible Magic players. Grab Badgermole. There's a world where we play land, they answer Emeritus, and then this game goes downhill very quickly. So this is a good time while our opponent is doing nothing. I want to know what if you guys have any feedback about the videos. I've been having a great time making them, but I would love to hear what you guys think of the videos, what you guys think of the decks, what you guys would like to see. If you have any cards you want me to brew around, let me know. And I'll be more than happy to do it. Okay, Badgermole gets in there. They don't do anything, which is kind of suspicious. This is freaking me out. This opponent is sketching me out. They have something. Their name is Operation Doomsday. I mean, we just Badgermole. And it just resolves. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. So we're gonna play Emeritus. We're gonna regrow our other Emeritus. Just in case they do wrath the board. We're gonna pass. They're freaking me out, man. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it. Okay, they do fetch, so we get to see what colors they are. If we see white, we're scared. Okay. Alright. Here's Rebecca Gay, plains 2. Oh, brother. Okay. This person's a ball knower. So they have removal for Emeritus, it seems. I mean, if all they do is just 1-for-1 our Emeritus. Okay, they have Felia. We will trade Badgermole for Felia if they blink or Emeritus. I mean, if they blink or Emeritus, we're, like, beyond happy. Okay, they play Pathway, so they're like a Ketramos deck. Oh, they're Sorin. Okay. So they're gonna put that Vampire into play to kill Emeritus and put a copy of it into their hand. Oh, they put Vayne Reaper into play. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not actually scared of that. So they go to our turn. We draw Thoughtseize. That was a great draw. We're going to tap this for black. We're just going to immediately pulse Vayne Ripper. We're going to sacrifice our Eldrazi spawn to the ward. We're going to Thoughtseize. Fragment Reality, Boggart Trawler. Okay. We're going to take Boggart Trawler. Then we're going to play Emeritus. I think we're going to get back Thoughtseize and take this Fragment Reality. Okay, we want to go into full control here because it's wanting to use our black mana. Yeah, so then we resolve. Guess we're at 7. We got to be a little bit careful. But yeah, we just take Fragment Reality. We get in with 2 at Sorin. They can trade Badgermole and Felia, but if they want to do that, that's like, there's nothing I'd be happier for them to do more. Okay, we're out of action. We really don't want to see them like slam something scary here. They just draw planes. That's good for us. And then do you just play the Witch Enchanter? We have a lot of good draws. We have a lot of mana. We just draw a land though. We'll get him for 6. We'll hold this land. We'll pass. So if they... Okay, Juggernaut Peddler is totally fine. So they can trade with one of our Emerituses. So the really only way playing this land... Okay, we find Nameless Inversion. So we are going to... Now we'll get him with the Badgermole. Because they can't block the Badgermole and double block, and we'll just kill whatever they block Badgermole with, I think. Or we just take this trade and kill whatever else they play. I think I like that more. I think we're fine with this trade. We have 5 mana. I think we're happy to just trade pieces on the board. They don't crack their Silent Clearing, so they're trying to build up to drawing Vayne Ripper. They're going to pass. So if they didn't draw a removal spell, they get in with... Did they find a Divine Purge or something? I mean, we block. Nowhere to run, so we Nameless Inversion. So now they can kill our land. I guess we should have waited until Nowhere to Run resolves, because they can kill one of our lands now, and we don't have lethal. Yeah, I messed up there, but that's okay. Enters tapped. We do not want to pay for life for that. So we draw. We draw another bird. Not the worst draw in the world, because it's just a blocker. In case they find Vayne Ripper. I don't think Vayne Ripper is trampled. No. They're gonna draw. They need to find... They need a chain of a lot of things here. Our top decks have not been particularly good for the deck that wants to top deck. If they find like Sorin Vayne Ripper, I don't even think that does it. Yep, they just concede. Okay, that went great. Juggernaut Peddler seems very good. I want Ghost Vacuum for sure. We want Fragment Reality. I think this is another matchup where we just cut the birds. I think maybe we just cut the Abrupt Decays. We have plenty of ways to answer Sorin, and they don't seem to have too much else that matters. I think this is fine. Okay, this hand's fine. We have a lot of graveyard hate. They mulligan. I think we keep this with them on a mulligan. Them Thoughtseizing on turn 1 isn't that big of a deal. However, losing this Juggernaut Peddler is like kind of annoying. So we need to go Verge on turn 1. And then Overgrown Tomb on turn 2 because we need this to tap for white so we can't play Swamp. So we're going to have to pay 2 life for this unless we draw Forest. They just pass. So they're representing Felia. We're just going to Juggernaut Peddler. Peddler's really good against their Felia. Okay, Barrogoyf, Vayne Ripper, Emeritus of Woe. We might just take Emeritus of Woe here. Their Barrogoyf isn't very good against our stuff. I think we just take Emeritus. So this is a land. Their Barrogoyf isn't really doing anything right now. Yep, that's fine. We're gonna leave this in the graveyard probably, because we want our Barrowglyph to be a 1/2. They find, okay, they play Barrowglyph. That's fine. Go to our turn. We find a land. We'll get in for 2. And we'll just play our own Barrowglyph. That's the turn. We'd like to find some removal. Okay, they play a land. They're getting close to hard casting Vein Ripper. Okay, they're gonna pass back. We find Darien Fell. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna shock this in. We're gonna get in with both. They have Fatal Push. That's pretty good. They do have Fatal Push. Okay. Okay, Barrowglyphs are 3/4s now. They are gonna trade Barrowglyphs. Which means we get to play Darien. We get to destroy their Barrowglyph. That honestly went about as well as it could. Because now we get to start eating these Barrowglyphs out of the graveyard. They just play Juggernaut. That's fine. So we're going to eat their Barrowglyph. We're going to play Vault of Whispers. We're going to draw a card. We find Call to the Crash, which we can't play yet. I think we just protect. We leave up Ghost Vacuum. I think we just protect Darien at all costs. We're going to exile your graveyard. Play Badger Mole. Target our Swamp. Pass the turn. Leave up Ghost Vacuum. They find land. They immediately fetch. Okay. So they get to kill Darien here, which is pretty good. And that's pretty good. Darien down. We'll get to trade off Juggernaut Peddlers.
Death didn't stop me.
Or Juggernaut for Boggart Trawler. They did not discard, so they don't get their own Darien. We are going to exile Juggernaut Peddler, I think. So I think the plan now is we're going to activate Ghost Vacuum, make a Juggernaut Peddler and a Barrowglyph, eat their Vein Ripper. They get a Juggernaut. Play a tap land. I'll get him for 2. If you want to trade, you can trade. Yeah, we pass. See what they drew. There's a big draw step for them. They find Bitter Triumph. They pay 3 life for it. But that's going to be a problem when we slam. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't need this center untapped. Oh, we do. Dang it. I'm a fool. We only have 1 white. Not my best work. He should have flashed it in, but we get to. I mean, this is just a massive life swing. Get him for 3. I guess this was fine because a road is good if they draw like Doom Foretold or whatever it's called. Path of Peril. No, they just play Juggernaut. They can't get in. The nice things with Siege Rhinos having Trample is they can block a Siege Rhino and we can just erode it and get the full damage in. We find Nameless Inversion. Yeah, we're just going to get in with everything. And we'll just kill both their blockers. They're just dead. Okay. Ooh. I mean, that was a great match. We just kind of ate them alive. They didn't even have, they had a pretty good hand there, but yeah, we just ripped their decks to shreds. We're 2-1. Like I said, we've been losing the first match pretty consistently and then doing well after that. So we'll see if we can keep the train going. All right, match 4 against the exact same opponent as last time, except for we get to be on the draw. See how this goes again. They just play an untapped land, and we'll play a tap land. We don't want to play this yet because of they have Barrowglyph in their deck. Maelstrom Pulse seems like it's going to be pretty good. We really do not want to see Ophelia here. We will take. Both of these are pretty good. We're going to take Barrowglyph. Barrowglyph seems a lot stronger. I guess if we're playing around our opponent's Barrowglyph, pitching 3 card types in the graveyard ended up not mattering anyways. Okay, there's the Ophelia. Okay, there's a world where we're just dead here. If they Sorin Vein Ripper, we can answer it pretty easily. No, they dedicated Dollmaker. Okay. They exile nothing. So they just did that to get a guy down. Let's see if they just answer our spawn. They pass. Interesting. I mean, let's just Maelstrom Pulse Felia. Okay, that resolves. I'm pretty happy about this. They have Fatal Push or something, but... Okay, there's Juggernaut Peddler. That's pretty good here. They probably have to take Barrowglaive, but if they do that, we can just play Professor and tick up. They take Professor. Okay, so they have Fatal Push. They must. We find both Seiju. So let's just play land. Play Barrowglaive. Pass the turn. They can't Fatal Push until we block, and I'm happy to trade 2 cards for this Barrowglaive. If we see them attack, then they definitely have Fatal Push. They do not attack. We're gonna fetch. They can't double block now because land goes to the graveyard. We have 2 white, 2 green, 1 black, so we want a second black. We find another Rumble. Get him for 4. Okay, so they're gonna do it on the backswing. They block. We're going to Rumble. See what we find. This is when we see Fatal Push, I imagine. Find another Barrowglaive. I mean, yeah, we just play Barrowglaive too. Pass the turn. See the Fatal Push. Let's see it. I know you got it. Yeah, you do this one. There it is. Yep. Barrowglaive down. But we're going to get to put Kindred in the graveyard now. And they have another Felia. That's very good. Okay, so Felia's going to get to blink Juggernaut Peddler. I mean, just playing 2 Juggernauts not the worst thing in the world. If we see Vein Ripper coming out soon, we're in trouble. Oh, that's... Okay. That is probably going to beat us. They don't discard, which makes me think this is Vein Ripper. Okay, they're going to blink Juggernaut Peddler. This went very poorly very quickly. We're going to no blocks. Juggernaut Peddler comes back. Yep. They're going to take Nameless Inversion. Okay. We need to draw something good here. We find Rumble. Rumble is something good. That does count. Find Badgermole and Virtue. Yeah, Virtue's great. Can we just play? We can't. We don't want to just play it. We have another basic. We should. Yes. We're going to Virtue Felia and play Juggernaut. Yeah, Virtue Felia, gain 2 life. Play Juggernaut. And if they don't have anything crazy here, Virtue's going to take over the game. Silent Clearing. Here comes the Vein Ripper. Yep, Vein Ripper is very good. We get to block. Are we dead next turn? Not quite, but it's close. We find land. I mean, we have to play Virtue. We have to attack. We're pretty dead here. Let's see what we can hit. Or see what they drew. Oh, they drew Sorin. Oh, we're dead. Okay. Good games. Okay. This went different than the last one, but... I mean, this was close. The Felia really got us in the Verona. Okay. We want Fragment Reality. We want Juggernaut Peddler. We want Ghost Vacuum. I think this all makes sense. I think we take out the birds again. And I think again we take out... Well, we saw more stuff to hit with Abrupt Decay, but... I think we'd rather just have these answers to it. I like this plan. This plan worked last time. I think this plan's going to be pretty good here. Game 2. We bowl again. One nice thing about this deck that it has over more traditional mid-range decks. This hand. Okay. We're going to keep. We're going to put Artifact Land to the bottom and really hope we find a white source off of Malevolent Rumble. Pretty much what we're doing here. One thing that this deck has that's nice for a mid-range deck is I think... These types of mid-range decks like having a mana ramp creature like Badgermole. Badgermole is very good at ramping, but Badgermole is also just kind of a must-answer threat because it is so good at ramping. that your ramp threat becomes a Mustancher threat, which makes answering your Barrowglyphs a bit harder. Okay, we need a white source. We do find it. We're fine to just get planes here. Just preserve our life total. That's the turn. Next turn we can Juggernaut Peddler and Rumble again, depending on what they do. If they play their own Juggernaut Peddler, that's okay. That is what it's feeling like. No, it's Overlord. Okay. Overlord mills nothing of note. We have a lot of Overlords in the graveyard now. Go to our turn. We find Call to Crash. So we're going to just peddle some Juggernauts. Let's see this hand. Let's see what you got. Fatal Push, Witch Enchanter, Fragment Reality, and Sorin. Sorin's the scariest. Fragment Reality cleanly answers Barrowglyph. We have an answer for Vein Ripper in our hand. I think let's just take Fragment Reality. I'm not actually that worried about Sorin here. We find Virtue, Land. Kind of want to take the Virtue, but I think we should be responsible and take land. Who am I kidding? Ugh, this is hard. We should be responsible. We'll take land. Put those to the graveyard. Pass the turn. We get to play Barrowglyph with a road up next turn. If they just immediately top deck Vein Ripper, then I mean, you got us. It's actually not that good because we can just answer it, sack the Scion. They shock in, they play their own Barrowglyph, okay. But they don't have black mana up, so we can... Your Thoughtseize is interesting. So we can erode Thoughtseize. Is this coming to play tapped? Okay, so we can Thoughtseize them. Take the Fatal Push. We can sack the Scion. Play Barrowglyph. No attacks. Pass the turn. Let's see what they do. The plan is... Okay. They're going to target their Overlord. That's fine. They mill 4. They find Elish Norn is quite good here. We're still gonna erode Barrowglyph. Yeah, they're gonna get Elish Norn. We're gonna erode. It is kind of annoying giving them a land, but this is okay. I mean, Barrowglyph is just massive right now. They get a land. We find Darien Fell. Yeah, I mean, we play that.
It's Professor.
This can't give Indestructible, so we kill Professor. We get him for 9. I mean, we'll happily trade. They're just gonna chump. We gain 7, pass the turn. If they find land and get to go Elish Norn, that's pretty good. They do find land, they do get to play Elish Norn. But we get to start drawing cards with Professor. They just play Juggernaut. Wow, okay. We find another Call to Crash. Let's draw. We find a Rumble.
Some lessons are painful.
Let's tap it like this. Let's Rumble. Oh, I went into full control mode on accident. Badgermole's amazing here. We're gonna get in for 9. We will happily attack if they block Juggernaut Peddler. Yeah, that's fine. We get in for 7. We get to trigger a Barrowglyph. We have 36 cards in our deck. We find second Badgermole and Juggernaut Peddler and Barrowglyph. I mean, we just get another Barrowglyph here. I mean, Badgermole is good to start doing these Call to Crashes, but these Barrowglyphs are just massive. Sorin Vein Ripper doesn't do it. Sorin, putting the guy that destroys something is pretty good. They get to answer our Darien, but then they have to chump block our Barrowglyph again. Here comes Sorin. Let's see if they found it. So they're going to give Death Touch and Lifelink to Juggernaut. That's pretty good. No blocks.
I'll be in my office.
Yep, they concede. Okay. I mean, Barrowglyph doing Barrowglyph things. Okay, maybe we do want Abrupt Decay. I think cutting Abrupt Decay is a bit bold. Let's cut. We don't need Cling to Dust. Let's cut a Badgermole and just try to answer everything and go over the top. This hand is scary. There's a world we keep this. I don't think we do. If this was like a normal land, maybe we do, but there's just so much life. This hand answers like pretty much everything their deck is trying to do. Because we can deal with the turn 2 Felia, we can deal with the Sorin combo. But I just don't think we can afford to keep that. This hand's also amazing. I think we're probably going to pitch Godless Shrine. Get a Swamp on turn 1 to Thoughtseize. This seems great. They play their own Swamp. Let's see if they have a Thoughtseize. They've not had a Thoughtseize at all. Looks like they want to take our Thoughtseize. They take Barrowglyph. We find Abrupt Decay, which was a great draw. We're going to get Swamp. We're going to Thoughtseize them. Barrowglyph, Emeritus. A 4-drop or a 3-drop, and land. We take their land. No, I think we just take Emeritus. We have Abrupt Decay for their Barrowglyph. We have Ghost Vacuum to answer their graveyard. Witch Enchanter will eventually, yeah, they're just going to play it as a land, though. So we're going to play our land, and we're going to pass. They have to be a little bit suspicious because we didn't play Ghost Vacuum. Here comes Barrowglyph. Goodbye, Barrowglyph. Interesting. I actually think we're going to Thoughtseize them. Yeah, they have Fatal Push and dedicated Dollmaker. Dollmaker's the scarier card. Fatal Push can answer a Barrowglyph. I think we have to take Fatal Push. Then we just play Ghost Vacuum. We'd like to see them just play land, play Dollmaker. Yep, there's land. Do they just play the Dollmaker? Yes. Okay. One target, non-token permanent. Yeah, that's fine. We'll eat your Barrowglyph. We'll come back. We'll eat your Emeritus. I have to imagine they have some sort of reanimation in this deck. It feels like a deck that would have reanimation. We find land. We play Barrowglyph. And so the reason last turn that I decided the Thoughtseize and Ghost Vacuum is exclusively because of Fatal Push, because I knew they would be able to crack their land, draw a card, Fatal Push or Barrowglyph, and then if they have something else in their hand, they win. Whereas now, they're on the back foot. They find their own Barrowglyph. That's a bit scary. Do we have land in our graveyard? Yes. We're going to eat their land. We want to find an answer here. We do find an answer. -3, kill your Barrowglyph.
You're dismissed.
Get in for 4. They can take this and block Darien, but like I'm happy to get a Barrowglyph hit here. We would like to find something off of it. We find Emeritus. That was probably the single best thing we could have hit off of it. We're gonna pass. We get to get another Barrowglyph under a Ghost Vacuum. They do get to kill Delian. I'm calling him Darien. I just realized that's not his name at all. But I will happily just play that as a way to kill Barrowglyph.
Waste of time.
See what they have. They do nothing. They have expensive stuff in their hand. We'd like to draw a land here. And Fragment Reality. In for 5. They have their own Fragment Reality, so that's going to give us Badger Mole, which is actually quite good here. Oh, it's going to give us Juggernaut Peddler. Yep, happy to get that out of your hand. Now we get to play Emeritus and pass. And we're probably just going to get back Professor. They find Thoughtseize. I mean, we might as well just... I don't know what 1-drop they have. Like, maybe a Mother of Runes. Nothing. Okay. You get nothing. We will eat something out of our graveyard. We'll eat our own Barrowglyph. We find land. I guess we could have gotten back Barrowglyph, but let's just get back Professor. Get him for 5. That's the turn. Yeah, I guess it probably made more sense to get back Barrowglyph and play it, but I mean, we're winning this game anyways. Okay, that is 2 times in a row against a very grindy white-black deck, and we grinded them out 4 of the 5 games we played. So, I mean, there's not much to complain about that. We'll take it. We are 3-1. We're playing for the 4-1 again after losing the first match. Let's see if we can get it again. I would really like the gems. All right, final match for all the marbles. We have a pretty good hand, and we're not playing against the same opponent. Plus, I need to go buy a lottery ticket because I believe this is our 4th time being on the play. So we'll take it. I think we're going to play Plains on turn 1, Blooming Marsh on turn 2. That way we can leave up a road. There's not many things you want to erode on turn 1, but just in case we do. Another Prismatic Vista. I just have a feeling we're going to see a Tomio here. I can feel it in my bones. Hydroponics. Okay. I don't really want to have... No, I'm not going to erode that. We don't want to. It's not worth it. Fatal Push we will. We will happily Fatal Push that. That was a great draw. We'd like to draw like a Malevolent Rumble or something. Okay, they just ponder. See if they find a land. They shuffle. So it seems like they're hunting for a land. They do have a land, black, so they're Demir. We find Barrogoyf. I mean, we just play Barrogoyf here. Ideally, they play their own Barrogoyf. They have like Snuff Out. Well, Snuff Out doesn't do it. They pass, so they can't Fatal Push. They have some sort of target. I guess it's probably Fatal Push, which they do have the fetch land for, which is a bit unfortunate. So against a counterspell deck, we don't want to suspend Call to Crash. Okay, there's the Fatal Push. That's annoying. So let's draw. Okay, Abrupt Decay is pretty good here. We're gonna just Badger Mole. When they have 1 green mana, which is a bit awkward, they have the counterspell. I'm gonna pass. They're down to 4 cards. We have an answer for a Frog. We have a couple answers for Frog. We're gonna Island Cycle. They get Watery Grave. Untapped. They pass. This land go is not gonna do as well against blue. Okay, there's the Frog. We'll just Abrupt Decay the Frog. Can't be countered. Don't have to worry about it. We can save a road for Tamio. We would like to find something here. We're gonna get a forest. Land wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. We're gonna just pass. Just pass. Let them play a threat, erode it, and hope we can count. There's Tamio. Let's see if they try to instantly flip Tamio. So we're gonna erode on their end step in the hopes that they counterspell the erode, and then we can Call to Crash. They do not fall for. They're just gonna get a land. We find another Badger Mole. Badger Mole? This probably eats the counterspell. Yeah, there's another counterspell. There's second counterspell. We're gonna pass. They know we have something. Another. Okay, there's their own Barrogoyf. That's very good. With counterspell up. If they. Oh. Okay. They have third counterspell. They have third counterspell. There's not a whole lot we can do about that. I mean, yeah. Okay. You win. That's tough. 3 very good counterspells. And they had the fetch land for the Barrogoyf. Sometimes you just get got, and that's okay. Let's see. We would like them to whiff off this Barrogoyf. They mill 2. They do whiff. Find Virtue. We need this to resolve. We can just double block Barrogoyf. They have 4th counterspell. They have Snapcaster counterspell. Okay, we'll concede to that. We're not beating that. This Barrogoyf is just going to kill us. That was a very good draw from them. We'll bring in the Bowmasters. Bowmaster seems great. Juggernaut Peddler seems great. Ghost Vacuum seems great. Fragment Reality also seems great. This is just a cut the birds matchup. I think we cut Virtue in this matchup because it's going to be pretty hard to resolve. And I think we cut a Nameless inversion. And maybe some Badger Moles. And just try it like this. I think that this seems fine. Okay, on the play. This is a fantastic hand. Evergreen Tomb tapped. And see what they play. They play Island into Ponder. I think we're probably going to leave up Bowmasters next turn. We draw Thoughtseize. Okay. Let's just pass. We'll leave up Bowmasters. If they play Frog, we can Abrupt Decay. They shock into Frog. Yep. We just Abrupt Decay. And then we are going to Thoughtseize them. See what they have. They have Tamio, Frog, Lauren revealed. This is a weird one. I think we just take the Tamio. And then because they don't have anything they're going to play next turn, I think we're just going to Rumble. We're going to get a Forest here. We find Barrogoyf and Emeritus. Huh, that's interesting. I think Emeritus might be better here. Because we're going to Maelstrom Pulse next turn. And then we can Emeritus regenerate the turn after. If they find Force of Negation, they find Force of Negation. There's not much we can do about that. Fetchland resolves. They just get a Swamp. And they play... That's bad for us. Go to our turn. Find another Rumble. In that case, let's just play Emeritus. Play a land untapped. Pass the turn. Okay, Harbinger was a really good top deck for them. They only have one black source. Emeritus is a bit annoying. If we ever find Swamp, we can answer that pretty easily. Okay, they play Frog. They're gonna get to fly the Frog next turn. We'd like to just find a Swamp. We have a lot of them in the deck. We find a Vista. Let's Rumble, I think, to look for a Swamp. If they found Counterspell at the top. Okay, we do find Swamp. We'll just play Swamp. Get in for 3. If they want to pitch their entire hand to eat Emeritus, that's fine. I'll trade all 3 of these cards for Emeritus. They do. I mean, that's fine. I mean, honestly, there's a world here where we just pull Psychic Frog instead. Yeah, they just fully... Okay, that's fine. I have no problem with that. Pass the turn. They're going to get to draw a Frog, but we're going to get to Bowmasters, and we have Maelstrom Pulse. If they have Counterspell for Bowmasters, they can't stop our Maelstrom Pulse. No blocks. Ooh, we're supposed to block. I don't... My thinking is we want to get this Bowmaster in, but maybe we weren't supposed to let them draw this card. Them not flying is interesting. They draw. We ping them. Yeah, this was stupid. I should have just blocked. I didn't realize... I in my head, it was flying. Here's a Fatal Push. Yeah, in my head, this thing was flying. I don't... Oh, it's a flow state? Okay, that's pretty good. They don't have blue-blue. Well, now they have blue-blue. Go to our turn. We find Cling to Dust. I mean, attempt to pulse. Wow, okay. Ugh, okay. Well, that was... We should have attacked. I'm falling apart here. Did you just rip Fatal Push off the top? They did rip Fatal Push off the top? Oh, Dismember? Ugh. Alright. They don't fly the Frog. That gives us a way back in this game. We draw... Darien Fell would be an amazing draw. Baragwaif is an amazing draw. I mean, BG versus Frog. Pass the turn. We'd love to see them just draw land here. They've not been flying the Frog. They probably fly the Frog this turn. Yep, they're going to fly the Frog. But they kind of have to chump block Baragwaif. This Baragwaif is racing their life total. They're going to hit for 4. They draw. Man, this would have been a different game if I chump blocked the Psychic Frog. Okay. We find Fatal Push. Let's get him for 5. I don't think they have it. See what happens. They don't block. Okay. Mill 5. Bring back Bowmasters. Fatal Push Frog. That does resolve. Okay. Did you have Fatal Push? That's really funny. Okay, they also drew Fatal Push. We pass. They find another Frog. Okay. We can block Harbinger. They just pass. They don't even risk it. We find a Road. So they can fly. Oh, this game is scary. So now we need to get this Harbinger out of play. They don't fly the Frog. We block. What you drew Tomio. Okay. We're gonna exile. We know that they're playing Snapcaster, so let's get the counterspell out of here. We draw Fragment Reality, so we really need to get this Harbinger out. Find another Baragwaif. I mean, we play that. No attacks. They're gonna get to flip Tomio. They're not gonna attack with the Frog. Okay. They drew another Fatal Push. Then they get us. They did. That's crazy. Oh. Into Riddler? Oh no! What draws? Okay, so we're still in this game. They flip Tamio. If we draw a removal spell for Harbinger, we can answer the frog. Riddler. Riddler's brutal. We draw Plains. Plains is interesting. So we erode Harbinger. We're gonna fetch. Get a black. I didn't want to fragment reality because if they get another frog, we're in like we're in such trouble. Just gonna pass. This Tamio is gonna be a problem. They get to get back flow state, I guess. I guess if they try to get back something with Tamio, we can eat it with Cling to Dust. They're gonna go to combat. I mean, we'll block. Okay, they're just gonna pick up Tamio. Play another frog. Pass. But we'll just play our Bowmasters. We're gonna Cling to Dust flow state. Pitching land. 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 We have another land. We have a bunch of lands. Land, artifact, land. Okay. Draw a card. We'd love to draw Emeritus. Emeritus. Get back. Pulse doesn't quite do it. They have Snapcaster. I mean, what? In Snapcaster Fatal Push? Okay. That's fine. We get to draw. We need a big draw here. Land was not what I would consider a big draw. Into land. Ugh. Take out the Dismember. Creature, creature. Sorcery. Artifact. This one is close. Drawing 2 lands back to back there is what did us in the end. That's an interesting one. We need them to lose 1 life. How do we get them to lose 1 life? There's Riddles. They draw 2. How do we get them to lose 1 life? Shockin', shockin', shockin'. No. The Barrowgoyf. They get in for 4. Okay, we're gonna Cling to Dust. Aether Lauren revealed. Oh, this is an insane game. We want this. Sorcery. Instant. Creature. How do we get them to lose 1? We draw Badger Mole. They're tapped out. We draw 3. Oh, tick up on Tamio. Oh, yes, please get something back with Tamio. Okay. Oh, but we didn't draw a removal spell. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. How much mana do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. We have 1 short from doing what I want to do. So my idea was Fragment Reality the Barrowgoyf, play Badger Mole and attack for 1, and see if they block with Quantum Riddler. But I think we're 1 mana short of being able to do that. So if we exile Barrowgoyf, we're dead. I think we just need to Badger Mole, make a swamp. This is our only way to win, is if they don't block. They saw the line. Man, that was a tough one. And comes back. We get to make 2 rhinos, but ugh, they drew very well this match. Rhinos come in. I don't think there's anything else we can do there. Yeah, good games, good games. That was a slightly disappointing 3-2. That was a... They drew absurdly well, but... I mean, that's why you play the blue-black deck. We didn't draw as good. Man, 1 life. 1 life is what got us. So, 3-2. We'll see what we get out of our packs. I don't think I got this one from this pack, but I got it while we were doing that event, so I'll take it. I really like this deck. I think Abzan is a very interesting color combination in the format right now. I think that this deck needs some work. I think this deck is very difficult to build. There's a world where maybe you don't play Badgermole and birds. I don't know. Barrowquaif is just so good right now. I'm going to do some tinkering. You're going to see this deck again. I think maybe we want some more cards for the fair matchup, some more fatal pushes or something, but I hope you enjoyed the deck. I would love some feedback on this deck and the videos in general, and if you have anything you would like to let me know, please feel free to comment, and also like and subscribe and do the whole YouTube thing. But that's the video. Thank you for watching.